We can scarcely go a day without hearing the word Hamas in the news. While many of us may know that Hamas is a terrorist organization that controls the Gaza Strip and that attacked Israel on October 7th, many of us don't know much else about them. So let's dig in and get a better understanding of Hamas from the beginning. The organization started as a spin-off from the fundamentalist Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood in 1987 during the outbreak of the First Intifada. The name Hamas is an acronym, and it means Islamic Resistance Movement, and its founder was a Muslim cleric named Sheikh Ahmed Yassin. Sheikh Yassin was a child during the 1948 war when he became a refugee in Gaza. By the 1960s, he was already a well-known leader in the Palestinian territories and made a name for himself by working to build a network of charity organizations to help Palestinians with basic needs. But in the late 80s, Yassin stepped into a different leadership space to found Hamas. Hamas's founding charter from 1988 is clear and unequivocal. Hamas's mission is the destruction of the state of Israel and the establishment of an Islamic state in its place. The charter envisions a purified Arab state that is ruled by extreme interpretations of Islamic law. From 1988 until 2017, that charter remained the guiding document for Hamas's mission. It was only in 2017 when the charter was changed to help Hamas appear more moderate by removing much of the anti-Semitic rhetoric and by stating that it would accept a Palestinian state in the West Bank and Gaza. But let's be clear. This revised charter doesn't get anywhere close to recognizing Israel's right to exist or abandoning Hamas's calls for the destruction of Israel. Is Hamas a terrorist organization? This is an important area to get grounded in because there seems to be lots of different opinions out there and many ways of describing Hamas in the media. But the short answer is yes, Hamas is a terrorist group. The US gave Hamas this label in 1997, and the European Union did so in 2001. Hamas is labeled a terrorist group for a simple reason. From their founding, they intentionally tried to kill innocent civilians in homes, cafes, and buses. While Hamas was founded as an outbreak of the Muslim Brotherhood from Egypt, which is a Sunni organization, today Hamas is largely funded by Iran, which is a Shia state. Generally speaking, Sunni and Shia Muslims don't find themselves in the same side of various political issues. And yet, the fight against Israel is a strong enough uniting force that a Shia country like Iran is still willing to fund a Sunni terrorist group like Hamas. It's also worth mentioning that Hamas introduced a terrible innovation into this conflict, the suicide bomber. Most terrorist attacks before Hamas involve stabbing, shootings, or someone leaving a bomb on a bus or in a cafe filled with innocent civilians. The problem was that these other forms of terrorism either didn't kill enough people or allowed too much time for the bomb threat to be disarmed. But if the person was the bomb, then the chances of success were even greater. The first suicide bombing was in 1993, 5 months before the signing of the first Oslo peace agreements. As the peace process began to take hold, Hamas condemned both the process and the PLO for engaging with Israel at all. It also launched a campaign of terrorist attacks in order to disrupt these peace talks. Today, the two main Palestinian areas are controlled by different groups. The West Bank is controlled by the Palestinian Authority, the successor group of the PLO, and Gaza is controlled by Hamas. Hamas was able to take control after Israel withdrew from Gaza in 2005. Following an election in the territories, a sort of civil war broke out between Hamas and the PA in 2006 and 2007, which led to the PA being violently kicked out of Gaza and Hamas assuming control of the Strip until this very day. True to its charter, Hamas has imposed Islamic rule over Gaza, limiting alcohol consumption and prohibiting the eating of non-halal food. Most Palestinians think that both Hamas and the PA are corrupt and not leading in ways that actually help improve the lives of everyday Palestinians. Interestingly, though, Palestinians living in the West Bank seem to have a more positive view of Hamas than the people living in Gaza. This support seems to emerge from two factors. First, the people living in the West Bank don't have to live under Hamas's restrictive form of religious rule. And second, they tend to believe that Hamas is doing more to fight against Israel than the PA is. Generally speaking, Palestinians on the streets are unhappy about the political division that exists between the West Bank and Gaza. At least in 2021, reunification of the territories was a top priority for most Palestinians. Analysts who study this show that Hamas's support has grown in the West Bank over time, and there was a great deal of fear by the Palestinian Authority that if there were elections, Hamas could win, or at least claim a significant portion of the votes. This is one of the reasons why the Palestinian Authority continues to postpone elections indefinitely. Now that we understand a short history of how Hamas was founded and some of the essential pieces found in their charter, we can move to the next chapter, which is to explore what happened during the terrible terrorist attacks on October 7th.